Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. Today we are in the office and we are going to talk about Consumer Reports' most reliable vehicles and least reliable vehicles, how they get that data, and who actually tops the charts. I think you'll be surprised that a few people have been moved down the line and somebody has now taken the top spot. Before we get going, if you don't mind looking down there in the corner and smashing the subscribe button, it does help a small channel out. And as you guys know, subscribing is free. It doesn't cost you anything. At the end of the video, if you'll give me a thumbs up, notification bell, so you know when we're posting new content, that would be great, because after the first of the year, we have so much good stuff coming that you don't want to miss it. Now, first things first, Consumer Reports did come out with their reliability rankings for 2024. How do they reach those numbers? Basically, Consumer Reports bases its ranking on survey data from over 300,000 vehicles spanning from model years 20 to 2024. The survey evaluates 20 potential trouble areas, from minor annoyances, squeaks, brakes, or major issues, say transmission, engine, or EV battery failures. Now, they use that and use a predictive reliability score on 1 to 100 scale, and then average that across the brand's lineup to determine the overall ranking. Now you might be thinking, I'm in the market for a new car, and where this kind of plays into your decision, because the average vehicle price now is topping over $48,000. I think it benefits you to find a brand that not only fits your needs, your likes, and your desires, but the one that's going to spend more time on the road than in the shop. And this reliability score can help a lot of people, or at least it's a little nugget of fact and information you can put into your decision-making promise. You know, at the end of the day, picking a brand is the best starting point, and then finding out the reliability is the next one. So we're going to spin this around. I'm going to show you this table. I'm not necessarily surprised because it's one of my favorite brands, but I think you'll might find that some of your favorite brands have changed their status. So as we can see here, guys, Toyota and Lexus have been unseated as the most reliable vehicle on the road. Subaru, not a surprise to me, is one of my favorite, is now topping the top charts, and most, if not all of their models help make that happen, except for the new electrified all-electric Subaru, not necessarily working through the kinks. But as we can cruise through there, you can see the bottom third is not really a surprise to me. Ford, you know, I know Volvo's had a lot of problems. Chevrolet and GMC being at the bottom. And then, of course, Rivian, fairly new brand still there, not even a decade old yet. But, you know, as you cruise through those, you can kind of pause it and take a look and see where your car lines up. I'm not surprised that Kia and Hyundai are back-to-back because they are sister companies. But you can see where Buick actually comes in way higher than the Cadillac. And I think I would stand behind that too when it comes to, I prefer the Buick over the Cadillac, although the Cadillac is the bee's knees, so you could take that for what it's worth. But you look down there at the bottom and see GMC and Chevy. I don't know. I've never had a lot of problems with either of those two brands, but I find it interesting that Ford still rises above the top on those. And again, Subaru is at the top of the charts. Now, if you did take a glance through that actual spreadsheet there that I showed you, you'll see that it is missing Lincoln, Alfa Romeo, Dodge, Land Rover. That's because Consumer Reports considered that those companies had insufficient data for the last two of their current models. So that's not very good. And we know that some of those brands have had their issues, especially Ram, Stellantis. Anything connected with Stellantis has had an issue. And you didn't see Fiat, Jaguar, Lucid, Maserati, Polestar, of course, Ram. They're missing through there. And I think that that's just something where they don't want to produce that data. And it's hard to track if they don't actually share it like everybody else is. And that just kind of goes into kind of my thought process. If you saw the last video where I had the 24 Ram on the channel for a bit, it was already suffering issues with less than 1,000 miles on it. And I think that really is something to consider. Again, when you're looking at a new vehicle and the trucks are topping 100 grand and your average car is over $48,000, you know, you really should take into consideration the reliability scores that they can produce, because again, most people, this will be the second largest investment and or purchase. And I know people bang on me when I say a vehicle is an investment, but a lot of people use these for their daily drives to work, and that's an investment in yourself. So at the end of the day, you can't afford downtime. Nobody can afford downtime. And like I said, at the end of the day, not a surprise that Subaru topped this. I have never had one single Subaru over probably 500,000 miles between all of my cars that I've had from Subaru. I'm in the 20s now of owning Subarus, and not one single issue. Ford down there at the bottom above GMC and Chevy. That's a little surprising because I've had about equal problems with, you know, small things, mostly with the trucks when it comes to GM. And of course, you know, Ram doesn't even want to produce their data because I think they would probably be down there at the bottom. We all know that the last recall stuff I've talked about, Stellantis is right there with Ford on recalls and having issues. And they did actually rank some of the Jeep products as some of the least reliable vehicles out there. So no big surprise there, guys. I hope this information helps new potential buyers on their new vehicle purchase. If you have any questions or comments or want a video made, please put that down in the comments below and I will try and get back to that. I appreciate you guys all being here. We're going to catch you on the next one.